And we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome into the Eskimo Brothers Wrestling Podcast. Low on the charts, but number one in our hearts. Tonight, we will be reviewing WWE NXT, a.k.a. Finn Balor Headlocks, a.k.a. Brah, a.k.a. Dana Brooke Needs to Go Away. I'm your host, Aiden, and I'm joined here tonight by Moneymaker Mike.
Hello.
And the Lucha Kid Eli.
Yes, sir.
Cheap plug number one, make sure to check us out on Twitter by going to twitter.com/EskimoBrosCast or simply by logging onto your Twitter account and searching at EskimoBrosCast. That is EskimoBroscast.
Hit it, Eli, you son of a bitch.
For those you don't know how to spell.
Cheap plug number two, while you're already on Twitter, tweet us using the hashtag EVWPodcast to have your tweets read on the show. We truly appreciate all of your critiques and analysis, I promise. And on that note, we've got a actually good show to review tonight. Well, I mean, it was like half good, half like Carmelo's voice.
Better than Raw last week.
Okay, well, yes, it was okay. I mean, that's not really saying much though.
But not as good
It's
as
hard
the
to-
Underground tonight. Catch it tomorrow. LU review.
Oh yes. Let's just plug that real quick. Just get it out of the way. Tomorrow, check out our Lucha Underground review hosted by Eli and Mike. You know, I'm not going to be there except for at the very end, so I keep my streak alive because I can't miss a single show. But yeah, shall we get into the show?
Yes, sir.
So decent wrestling tonight. It wasn't really anything special. NXT works on like this scheduling where it's like 1 week it's like guys like Sami Zayn, Gable and JJ, American Alpha, Bamf, you know, like and that kind of thing. And then there's like this schedule where it's people like the Hype Bros, the Vaudevillains, Finn Balor, Apollo Crews. It works like that way because they don't. If you look at the tapings and how they work, a wrestler rarely appears back to back on the shows. So I mean, on this little sequence in the schedule, I'm not a huge fan of all the wrestlers here, but you know what? It turned out to be all right. The show started with the Vaudevillains versus the Hype Bros. The Hype Bros, I mean, Zack Ryder was looking all right, but Mojo Rawley, I almost said Bull Dempsey because they're equal in relevance to me. Mojo Rawley was looking like a angry, green, chubby frog. Like this dude just, he needs to bring back the rear view for real. I know I just buried it that 1 week whenever I talked about it, but in all honesty, I quite enjoy him hitting the move. Not because it's a good fit for him and that it actually works, just because it's fun to make fun of him for using it. Anyways, the Vaudevillains win via pinfall with the Whirling Dervish. So this match was alright, I guess. Nothing special from these two teams. These two teams aren't really anything special to begin with. They've both had decent matches in their time in NXT. Well, that's because they're fighting great teams like American Alpha, of course. But you know what? I mean, I don't know what I expected. I didn't really expect much coming into this match. I was pleasantly surprised with the results. Eli, you want to talk about this match?
Yeah, I'm not big on the Hype Bros. And I'm not big on the Vaudevillains either, but I feel like this Vaudevillains heel turn type thing that they're doing, even though it doesn't really seem like they're much of heels right now, I feel like it could be good for them. And I do enjoy the Vaudevillains a lot more than the Hype Bros.
Yeah. That was kind of an issue I had with this match, to be honest. I believe that, from what it seems, watching this match, they started airing those vignettes for the Vaudevillains heel turn, which I enjoyed those vignettes very much so. They were pretty cool and kind of creepy. It seems as if they decided to do that after they taped these episodes, because I wasn't really seeing any signs of heel Vaudevillains at all. I didn't see really any difference between them now and then them like a month ago. I kept on seeing people saying on Twitter that they were wrestling more aggressively, but I mean, I didn't really notice anything different.
Yeah, it was the same. I think it was the same old thing that they've been doing.
Yeah.
Except for Simon Gotch's new haircut.
Oh, yep. He did get a new haircut.
Nothing really impressed me about the new Vaudevillains. They just, like Eli said, they were just basically the same as they were before.
Yeah. you have any other comments out of the match, Mike?
Not really.
Yep. So yeah, this wasn't really anything special from NXT. As I said last week and the week before that, and I'm sure I say this every single week, but you cannot forget NXT is developmental, and these guys are developing characters, the vaudevillains. They aren't indie wrestlers, nor are Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley. I mean, Zack Ryder, obviously, an established star on the main roster. Mojo Rawley is still a rookie. He's not an indie wrestler. So they do need this television time. The same with a guy like Baron Corbin. They do need the time on TV to grow. Speaking of Baron Corbin, that promo tonight, oh my goodness gracious. So awkward. Oh, speaking of awkward.
Joke.
Yeah, speaking of awkward, man. Carmella
Oh god.
Carmella is shown being interviewed with Tom Phillips after the. Actually, no, hold on. Before we get to that, let's grade the match. I'd give it a C plus. You know, as I said, not much special, but it wasn't bad. Eli, what would you grade it?
Yeah, I'll give it a C plus too. I mean, I like the outcome, but nothing stood out to me at all.
Yeah. And Mike, what would you grade this match?
I was busy, so I didn't get to watch it. So
Oh, fair enough. All right. Yep. So up next, Carmella is shown being interviewed by Tom Phillips. She talks about her father wrestling in WWF. She says next week's match with Bayley won't change their friendship. She says she's going to beat Emma tonight and proves to everyone that she deserves her shot. And man, I said this to Eli, I said this to Mike. Her voice sounds like it's going through an identity crisis.
Oh my god.
Like, it changes so much. Mike, I know you have a little saying about Carmella, but for real, sometimes it sounds like she's speaking how I speak in not like a southern accent, just like, I mean, obviously I do have an accent. To me, I don't, but obviously I have something. It sounds like me combined with like a part like Jersey accent or like a New York, Staten Island.
It's not even the fact that, like, how Mike says her voice is annoying. Like, it's not even the fact that it's annoying. Like, it is, don't get me wrong. But it changes every week. It's a different form of annoying every week.
Yeah. And then, like, I was also getting some hints of, like, British at one point in the promo, and I'm so confused. She's switching from sounding like she's from Staten Island to California to the
Norwich.
UK. To the UK, like, I don't know if she's doing that Lana, where, like, Lana's kind of just, like, doesn't care anymore, so, like, half of what she says sounds like it's in Russian, and then half of what she says sounds like she's just, like, speaking in her normal, like, American voice. And she's just, like, I don't know. I feel like when she was with Enzo Amore, she was talking, like, 100% in a Staten Island accent. Am I not wrong?
Mm-hmm.
No, I agree.
And then she comes out to the ring. She comes out to the ring after this segment. Well, there's a quick Dash and Dawson segment, basically talking about their feud with Enzo and Cass.
What
which
the hell
absolutely,
did Dash's fucking patch on his thing say? Like,
I forget already. Like
Nope.
powder something.
yeah, it was stupid. I was like, what the hell is on that?
Yeah. But I mean, we're just gonna skip over that. I mean, nobody cares about Dash and Dawson versus Enzo and Cass at this point. We all know the result of that. So yeah, Carmella came out and she cut this promo, and goodness gracious, man, I'm sitting here. There's a few things on Raw that can make me cringe. There are actually 0 things on NXT, I like to say, that can make me cringe until now, because on Raw, you know, you got Charlotte saying Flair and Square. You got just stuff like that. That's just terrible. But tonight, just Carmella talking got me to cringe, man. Her voice is, I don't know, like, if, like, what, I can't put it into words right now. Her voice was so annoying, and she kept on trying to sound gangster. She's like, NXT! Like, what are you doing?
That's like
Her voice sounded like super high pitched, and then she just goes into like this masculine, like, it's just like
NXT!
Yeah, NXT. Like, I get, like, you're trying to be like Staten Island cool, but like you don't sound like a gangster. You're not Liv Morgan. Oh wait, Liv Morgan doesn't sound like a gangster either. Guess what? Nobody in NXT is gangster except for like Enzo Amore. Sounds gangster at least. And I'm talking about an actual gangster. I'm talking about like from the streets.
Gangster.
Yeah. On screen. Sorry if I sound like a little sick right now. I'm like all congested. I don't know why. Just Carmella. I think I'm trying to impersonate Carmella. That's the thing. Following this horrendous Carmella promo and that horrendous, well, it wasn't like a bad video package, or the video package they played with Carmella and Tom Phillips. That wasn't bad. Her voice was just kind of obnoxious, and then this segment coming out of the ring, that was bad. That I cannot defend. But it led to the match of Carmella versus Emma. The only thing I could focus on during this match was how much I hated Dana Brooke, so I didn't really get much out of it. It wasn't really much in the first place. Emma pretty much controlled the majority of the match. Carmella hit a nice head scissors takedown and a Bronco Buster. Then she won with a very awkward looking backslide.
It made me mad. Like, I feel like Emma's character, if they want to make her like this, like, aggressive heel, would she not just kick the shit out of her?
Yeah.
Would she not
really.
at least try to kick the shit out of her? It was a roll up, for God's sake. It was a backslide. Like, usually, I was expecting her to like come into the camera shot and just clock her or something, but that didn't happen. Or at least try to, and then Carmella can like just dump her over the top rope and then celebrate.
Yeah. It was a pretty I hate. That's the one thing I do hate about roll-ups and backslides so much, is that if not done correctly, it can end the match in such an awkward fashion. Like the fact, like it took so long for her to slide down, and you're telling me from a realistic standpoint that she's not going to be able to kick out of that. It's same with like a roll-up where the referee doesn't get into position in time. So like there's like 2 seconds after the roll-up. So the dude's rolled up for like 5 seconds. You're telling me that like the guy cannot get out of a roll-up, cannot get a shoulder up in 5 seconds. It's just it's a really awkward finish of the match. It happened here, pretty awkward finish. But I mean, not a bad wrestling match. It was. I mean, obviously they just they wanted Carmella to look strong before she fights Bayley in the next week's match against. They wanted Carmella to look strong before she fights Bayley in next week. So yeah, I feel like Emma was a good person for that, I guess. Is Dana Brooke hurt? I feel like Dana Brooke's hurt, and
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what I figured, because she hasn't been wrestling in a while. So yeah, I guess Emma was a good candidate for that loss. Although they're trying to make her look strong. I mean, I don't even know what they're doing with Emma at this point. I can't even complain. I'll give this match a straight up C. As I said, awkward finish, not really interesting wrestling being displayed here, but it wasn't bad overall. Eli, what would you grade it?
I'll give it another C+. It was just like happy with the result, nothing special.
Yeah. And Mike, what would you grade it?
C.
You have any comments on the match?
No.
All right. Up next, we get a small video package from Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is outside and states his case for last week's match, saying he had the submission applied first. Samoa Joe is asked about it, and he just grunts. Obviously, that was just kind of serving the purpose for what was announced later in the night for next week. Is it next week or is it the week after that? I'm not sure when that Sami Zayn Samoa Joe match is airing, but it is coming up soon. I'm looking forward to it. Two wrestlers. I'm sure they've fought on the Indies before. I believe they have. I believe I've seen them do so. I could be mistaken though. I'm sure they're gonna put on another great match. After that, we get Enzo and Big Cass versus two jobbers, just two local jobbers, Jobber 1 and Jobber 2. Enzo and Cass win in a pretty short match with that splash, that elevated splash. Again, for the third match in a row, not bad, nothing special. I'll give it a C. I'll give it another C. Eli, what'd you grade it?
Keep the streak going. C+. Again, nothing. Well, it was expected. You know?
Yeah. And then Mike, what'd you grade this match?
C-.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, for the first half of this show, it wasn't really much going on. Well, I mean, to be honest, it was like more than half the show. I don't know. Would you consider Asuka versus Santana Garrett the turning point of this show?
I honestly enjoyed that match.
Yeah, I thought
Recently.
they both had a lot of movement in the ring. That's something that something that like an Eva Marie needs to work on is actual movement in the ring and not just like the moves. Like I want to see the feet. The feet are moving in a fluent manner, not just like standing there in a headlock. They're trying to escape the headlock, stutter step, just like the little movements that make it look great. I mean, Asuka had some weird moments in the match,
Oh
but I
yeah.
mean, when does Asuka not have a few moments that are weird?
Tana got cake.
Santana got a some nice cake going on.
She was
Sister
gonna be Sister
Abigail,
Abigail.
everybody, we're
Sister
here.
Abigail. Hashtag push Sister Abigail.
Puss, Sister Abigail.
Push Sister Abigail.
Um, I mean, we'll get into the
Did
match.
we miss something?
Yes, we did. We'll get into that match a little bit. It's next after this segment. Baron Corbin wants last week's match redone, and Regal says he got beat and he's out of the equation. Regal announces a rematch for the number one contendership between Samoa Joe and Sami Zayn. Now this segment was very awkward. I don't know why they had Baron Corbin come into the room, say, I want a rematch. Regal's like, no, and then he's like, aw, man.
This is a joke.
Yeah, this is
Come
a joke.
on.
That was so ridiculous. I don't know why they had to bring Baron Corbin into this. It just made him look weaker. It made him look like a fool. He looked like a dork coming into Regal's office, and I mean, it was not a necessary part of this promo. It could have easily happened in a way that Baron Corbin could look strong, which is just have Regal announce this match, and then maybe at a future taping, like the ones that they taped, like maybe even like the next episode that they taped in Orlando, just have Baron Corbin say, well, I was robbed, and this and that, and then but don't have him come into a backstage segment for 10 seconds and have him look like such a goon. Anyways, that's besides. Does anybody want to comment on that segment?
No.
No.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I don't blame you.
Still feel like we missed something that you enjoyed very much, and I enjoyed very much.
I know what you're talking about now. The Gable and JJ American Alpha segment promo
Yes.
video package. Yes. Basically, it was just a video package highlighting currently how over and how amazing Chad Gable and Jason Jordan are.
Amazing.
Which I mean, yeah, you kind of get that when you're that over, when you're that amazing. You kind of get stuff like that. But yeah, I like the package. Good clipping together. I mean, as I said, I feel like the NXT crew did this because there was actually a few blemishes on it. I believe and Gable was saying something, and one of his lines was cut off like a second early. That was like one flaw in the entire thing, but other than that, it was a good video. I liked it. Promoting Gable and JJ is something I will never knock. It is never a sin in my books. And these two, as I say every single week they're on the show, they're destined for great things. And this just goes to show it because I don't think they'd be getting a video package like this if they weren't high in the mind of Triple H. Eli, do you want to talk about it?
I was phenomenal. Every time I see these guys, I just get hyped. I know it's like
Wait, Eli, you stay hyped though?
no, because I see Mojo Rawley and it just puts me in a bad mood.
That's fair enough. I don't blame you, man.
But yeah, I just get hyped for these guys, and I will never not. I don't think I will ever get not get hyped for these guys. As a knock on wood, because I was saying that about the New Day like 3 months ago. But they're the hottest. I think they're the hottest thing in the company. One of the hottest things in the company right now.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you the difference between the New Day and then between the New Day and American Alpha. there's one fine line, and it is that I would not consider the New Day to be very talented wrestlers. I believe that they are very reliant on their characters more than their wrestling talent. I feel like if the New Day came out there every week, just cut a promo that wasn't very, funny or whatever, I feel like then they would fall apart because they don't have anything to rely on because their wrestling talent is not bad. They can put on good matches for sure, but it's not like Gable and Jordan, who are two of the most talented technical wrestlers I have seen in quite a time. They're not like the indie style of wrestling, but there is nobody in the company right now that can entertain me with their ground game more than Chad Gable. Jason Jordan has a very wide array of suplexes that is very impressive, very crisp suplexes. I enjoy it. They're two very good wrestlers, and I feel like they aren't overdoing it as to where the New Day, they were putting so much effort and so much of their their creativity. Like, this is like their last chance. Like, they're three dudes who have just been like floundering, like just drifting in like the jobber lands, and they finally found a way out. So they wanted to put all of their effort into it, all the cards on the table, and I feel like they burnt out very quickly in terms of. Obviously they could have burned out quicker in a few months, but in my mind, they did pretty well for a pretty long time, but I feel like they're falling off now. Obviously not to everybody. I still see that they have a lot of fans on Twitter and all of that, but to me personally, they're kind of falling off. And Gable and Jordan, I feel like they aren't overdoing it. Their promos, yet simple, they're simple yet very entertaining, and their wrestling talent is top-notch.
Yeah, and I feel like I do like their promos. I think they're just two relatable guys.
Yeah, they're very natural.
Yeah, I feel like they're not like a forced character at all. And looking at the future for these guys, if you look at the New Day, I only see Big E having a decent singles career. Even though after the New Day, if the New Day were to break up, I feel like Big E would be the only one that can do something with his career by himself. But these guys, I think their wrestling talent's just so good that it's going to be kind of undeniable for them to, if they were to ever break up on the main roster, I think it's going to be undeniable for them to be successful in a singles setting.
Yeah. I was going to mention, I feel like the New Day was a natural team. I'll give them that. I feel like their promos were very natural up until a point where Vince McMahon started to really get behind them.
Yeah,
I feel like around that time was when they got like the unicorn. I feel like when they started getting the unicorn gimmick, that it was like they just started feeling very forced. The unicorn thing, it's like okay, like I'm not mad about it.
I was cool with like them calling themselves unicorns and them going, oh, horns up and everything, but to the point when they have light up unicorn horns on their heads.
That looked like what, Eli? That looked like what?
Llama penises.
Yep. Oh, what did Matt Hardy call them?
Strap-ons.
Yep.
Are those the guys with strap-ons on their head?
It's not like I can't knock Matt Hardy for that. Dude's just speaking the truth. That is exactly what they look like.
I feel like they've just turned themselves into more of a joke as of late, and it's just forced and pisses me off. And I just know that these guys can be what they were a couple months ago, but actually I don't know if they could be because I feel like they might be too far in with this goofy, dumb shit.
Yeah, agreed. Mike, do you have any comments on this conversation?
No, not really.
All right. Obviously, Gable and JJ is greater than New Day. That's a math equation for you. Up next, we got Asuka versus Santana Garrett. We kind of dipped our toes into this one right here for a little bit. It wasn't a bad match at all, and by any means. Good, solid wrestling. You kind of got this out of Finn Balor and Apollo Crews too. A little bit boring at the beginning, but it wasn't like it was good technical groundwork. Asuka, a few awkward moments in the match.
She was like slapping her ass and stuff.
Yeah, that was a little bit.
She's weird. Like I feel like if she's gonna be like this absolute dominant force, she shouldn't be doing stuff like that.
Well,
I don't know. That's
I've never
me.
really viewed her as an absolute dominant force. I kind of viewed her as like this geek who's just like kind of a weirdo, but is like very talented at the same time.
I can see that.
My favorite part of this match was definitely that armbar that Asuka put in.
Oh, that was sick.
I don't know if you guys seen this, but she put one on Cameron. This was like a few months ago, honestly, and oh my goodness, she can put. She has like the best armbar in the business, in my opinion. Sorry, Del Rio, step back, buddy. Because Asuka, I mean, the armbar itself, the submission itself is like, I mean, I can't really tell you who does it better, but the setup for the move, Asuka
It's so
has a lot of very special ways to set up the armbar, and it is quite spectacular to see.
I feel like the armbar she could hit from like so many different positions and everything, and then there's the fucking Oscar lock or whatever it is. And I don't like that as her finisher, as you told me, you said earlier.
Yeah,
Like I feel like the armbar should be the finisher, not the
exactly.
not the Bob Backlund crossface chicken.
It was kind of anticlimactic just watching that entire transition where she hit the armbar and then directly after that put in the Oscar lock for the win. With such an incredible move with that armbar, the transition into the armbar itself, and then going right into an Oscar lock, which was kind of just like it's a lackluster move overall. It was pretty anticlimactic in the transition, as I said. I would much rather see that armbar be her finisher. I mean, not that many people use the armbar, so it's not like it's an issue. She's the only diva using it right now. I mean, the only other person that uses it is Del Rio. But when's the last time he's gotten a submission victory? He barely gets them anymore. His main finisher is that when the person is hanging in the trio woe position, and he hits that diving double foot stomp. That's his main finisher now. So I honestly don't see why Asuka cannot have that armbar as her finisher. Mike, do you have any comments on the match?
Nah, not really.
I feel like you just purposely ignored me.
What'd you say?
I said like Becky Lynch uses the armbar like 8 times.
I did not hear you. Did you say that, Mike?
No, I didn't hear
Yeah,
you.
I didn't hear you.
Was I just not talking about it? Okay.
No, I didn't hear you at all.
No, I didn't hear you at all, dude. I was just listening to Aiden talk. I didn't know you were talking.
Yeah, but it's Becky's like the disarmor. That's like different from Asuka's armbar though.
Yeah, I get you.
Is it? I didn't even know that was an armbar, to be honest. I thought it was just like a shoulder. I don't know.
I'm done.
It doesn't really look like. Doesn't she like sit on the person's arm and just like bend it up between her legs?
I feel like, well, if she just like laid back even further, then they'd be forced to go into like sort of an armbar.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. If she fell back, yeah.
I think it's a variation of an armbar.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, makes sense. I was gonna say it's like an upside down armbar, but yeah, again, she could have just fallen back and it would go right into an armbar. After this match, let's grade it real quick, actually. I give this match a B, a straight up B. Crisp wrestling between these two. I enjoyed it. I like Asuka. I like Santana Garrett. Pretty cool. Eli, what would you grade this match?
I'll give it a B too. I want to see more of Santana Garrett because I want to see more of her and less of a Nia Jax or a Eva Marie, who.
Oh yeah.
Because Santana actually like. From the little I've seen of her, she seems really fluent in the ring, pretty talented. So I'd like to see more of her.
And Mike, what would you grade this match?
B minus.
All right. Up next we got a quick Finn Balor backstage promo. He says he does not envy Regal, but is glad that they solve things in NXT, which is what he's about to do with Apollo Crews. And then we get Finn Balor versus Apollo Crews. This match started pretty boring, lots of headlocks. It was pretty like the transitions into the headlocks. I like the hip tosses. I don't know if there are any arm drags, but I usually associate hip tosses and arm drags due to Sami Zayn. But there were a lot of hip tosses. I enjoy hip toss. It's a very one of my favorite moves. It's very simple, But yet, I don't know, I enjoy it so much. Same with an arm drag. It's not a hard move to hit by any means, and it's not a special move by any means. But I don't know, there's something about it in a transitional like comeback phase, or when Sami Zayn hits 1, 2, and then like that, like like that 180 one he hits, where he like spins around the person and then hits
Oh
it.
yeah.
That's cool. Like I like that. It's nice for transitions. I know Becky Lynch hits them as well. I like it. Then this match started to pick up, and I really enjoyed it towards the end when they all started getting their finishers in. Balor hit that. I believe it. I believe it started with Cruz went for the moonsault from the apron, and then Balor moved, hit the tope con hilo, the somersault plancha, whatever you want to call it. And they went, and then Balor hit a coup de grace to the back of Cruz's head. Cruz gets 2 on a toss Samoan drop, then misses an enziguri and walks into a sling blade. Pump kick sets up a gorilla press into a moonsault. Balor kicks out of that too. And then Cruz goes for a cannon bomb, but eats a sling blade drop kick. Coup de grace. I'd say coup de grace the first time. Coup de grace. And then surprisingly, he pulls out his old indie finisher, the Bloody Sunday, for the win. I don't have a problem with the coup de grace whatsoever. I always thought it was kind of one of the weaker finishers, but it's a decent move. I like the diving double foot stomp. But I do greatly, of course, prefer the Bloody Sunday. I think it's really cool that they're bringing it back. I hope this is not a one-time thing, because the Bloody Sunday, it is a pretty cool, it's a brain buster. But if he's hitting brain busters, I think they should let Sami Zayn hit one too. Would you agree?
I would be down. I would definitely be down for that.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, if Finn Balor's doing them now, I feel like Sami Zayn should be allowed to do it as well, because that was also his finisher on the Indies. It was not always the Helluva Kick was one of his signatures, and then his finisher was the Brain Buster. So I honestly wouldn't mind. I'd like a transition where he hits that exploder suplex, which is one of my favorite moves in wrestling right now. You know that? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh
Where
yeah,
he suplexes them into the corner. That move looks so dangerous to me, but obviously it's really safe because they do it in like every single one of his matches. I like to do that into a Helluva Kick, and then right out of the Helluva Kick when the person's stumbling out of the corner, catch him with a Brain Buster. That'd be pretty cool.
yeah.
But I doubt that's gonna happen. I doubt they're gonna give them both Brain Buster finishers, especially because it's this is not the Indies. There's not really a I don't know if they're gonna call it the Bloody Sunday. They might, but I mean, there's not really a difference, and I feel like NXT is such a smaller roster that giving 2 guys Brain Buster finishers at the exact same time would probably cause some sort of confusion.
But just think, if the things go the way we want them to, then I believe that there's going to be a guy on the main roster with a brain buster and a guy on the NXT roster.
You do have a point there, but I have no problems with the Helluva Kick as a finisher.
Oh, neither do I. I think it's pretty sick. I like it.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I've always kind of preferred the Blue Thunder Bomb, to be honest.
I'm a fan of it. Yeah.
I kind of thought that should have been his finisher from the get-go, but I really do not have a problem with the Helluva Kick. I would have liked, originally I would have liked a Helluva Kick. The person stumbles out of the corner and then he hits a Blue Thunder Bomb. Because, I don't know, I just really like that move. Like, I mean, just looking back in the match with Cena, he had the one he hit on Cena. A guy like Cena, he's not a guy that's usually one to take moves very well, but he took that move very well, so that goes to show that people can take that move. And actually, I kind of need to contradict my statement now, because my number one question for finishers always is, can you hit it on the Big Show? That is my number one question always. And I can guarantee you that Sami Zayn is not hitting the Blue Thunder Bomb on the Big Show.
Can he hit the Helluva Kick on the Big Show? Can he reach his leg up that high?
I think he could. I think he could. If the Big Show's like leaned down, I'm sure they can work something
like on
out.
his knees or something, or
Yeah, they can work something out with that. Yeah. He can also do the Koji clutch. Oh well, he could do the Koji clutch, to be honest. He could win
Yeah.
with that against the Big Show and just do the Blue Thunder Bomb on the smaller guys. But for a guy like Baron Corbin, how's he gonna hit a move like that on the Big Show? That's the thing. I think that you're in a day and age now that if you have like a fancy finisher, like End of Days to self rock bottom, I believe that you also need a submission finisher coupled with it. Like Sammy has the Koji Clutch. Does Finn Balor have a submission?
No.
I think so.
No.
But that's
okay.
but it's I think it's either a submission or a top rope move. Something
Yeah,
that's like universal.
top rope moves are they're fine.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe, he has the Muscle Buster, and he has a few submissions, but his main one is the Cohina Clutch. Your main guys, your big top guys, they all have submission finishers because you need to have more than like one way to finish off an opponent, especially if your move is not a move that can be hit on everyone. Yeah, that's all I gotta say for that. I want to talk about something else really quick. Let me think of some sort of topic of conversation. Oh, you know what? We might as well, since we're kinda on the topic. We got time to burn. We've only been on air for 36 minutes. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to do this to you guys because we talk about Sami Zayn so much. But I feel like now is actually a time where we can have an appropriate conversation about Sami Zayn. Cover your ears if you do not want spoilers. Cover your ears right now. For like 60 seconds. We'll get right back in 60 seconds. Then you can unmute your sound or whatever you want to do. Ready, set, go. At the NXT tapings recently, there was a 40-minute 2 out of 3 falls match between Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe. Sami Zayn lost Samoa Joe, so Samoa Joe was the #1 contender for the NXT Championship. And apparently, after the match, or not after the match, but at the same tapings in a later episode, Sami Zayn cut a promo that people are saying sounded a lot like a farewell promo before Shinsuke Nakamura was announced as opponent. And this is around the time of Fastlane it's going to air. So, in my opinion, the best idea for Sami Zayn right now is either, keep him off TV until post-Mania, I guess would be an option, but that's not what I would want them to do. I feel like the best option is for them to have Sami Zayn come out at Fastlane or the night afterwards, because I feel like Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles. I don't know why people are getting so crazy about that. People are saying, oh, it's a match that writes itself. It's a story that writes itself. How?
How?
Sway? How, Sway?
Tell me, Sway.
You ain't got the answers, man.
It doesn't write itself. As good of a wrestling match as this would be, I'm not going to knock the quality of the match. It's just not, it doesn't have the same story as the Sami Zayn Kevin Owens match would have at all.
El Generico and Kevin Steen.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it starts from there, from what, 15 years ago or something?
Yeah, they've been at it for quite some time. They've been friends. They've been a tag team. They've been enemies. And I can tell you, how are they going to build AJ Styles and Kevin Owens in a match that should be on the main card of WrestleMania? How are they going to give that feud the time? Because I feel like you don't have the time to build a WrestleMania-worthy feud of AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens if they haven't even thought about building it. And the whole idea behind the match is completely stupid to me. Because the only reason people are saying this is going to happen is because AJ Styles was eliminated by Kevin Owens in the Royal Rumble. Let me tell you why AJ Styles was eliminated by Kevin Owens in the Royal Rumble. They were planting, in my opinion, they were not planting any seeds for a future match. In my opinion, the only reason they had KO eliminate him is because if they had somebody else eliminate him, wouldn't everybody get mad?
Yeah.
The fans would be furious. But no, they like Kevin Owens too. They like Kevin Owens as much as they like AJ Styles. So it made sense. So the fans didn't get mad. They've learned from that experience by having Daniel Bryan get eliminated last year so early. They've had that experience of having a guy like Roman Reigns eliminate everybody. You have to have. Oh shoot! Wait, am I still here?
What?
Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
sorry.
it was Wyatt that eliminated Brian. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think the Wyatts did as well. Oh, sorry, my computer just went black. That's why I was asking. But anyways, yeah. I feel like it was nothing more than that. Obviously, they are gonna have some sort of feud in the future. I'm sure of it. But at WrestleMania, I don't think it's time to pull the trigger. I'm kind of confused. My card is kind of in shambles at this point because I'm not sure what Jericho is gonna do. I feel like if Jericho goes into Fastlane and loses to AJ Styles, why would he get a shot at Dean Ambrose for the IC title?
Yeah, are they setting up for Fastlane, Jericho, Styles?
It sure seems like it.
Yeah, do you think Jericho might go over and then be like, and then Styles come out and be like, well, it's 1-1. Gotta
They
settle
could
it
do
on
that.
the
They could
stage of them
definitely do
all.
that. They could have that or yeah, they could do that definitely. Or just have the match end in DQ and then like Jericho just whoops Styles and
Yeah,
turns full-fledged heel. But I do feel like AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho is a match that would be a very, very high quality match on the WrestleMania card. And I feel like there are other things you can do with Ambrose, as in maybe a possible returning Randy Orton, or I don't know. There's options. Who else would you have in Ambrose fight, really?
alright, let's see.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check the roster right
There's
now.
definitely, I obviously think there's options on the roster. I mean, what do you think of a heel Dolph Ziggler if they're trying to bring, if he's beating Kevin Owens on Raw nowadays for some reason?
Hell. Think about it, Eli. What did they do last year with the IC title? Ladder match. What is stopping them from doing the exact same situation where it's just a giant scramble of people? Because at this
Yeah, but who
point,
would you put in? Like, I feel like there's not even enough guys.
Ambrose, Stardust, or Cody or whatever. Ambrose, let's say Cody for now, because I'd assume at this point Cody might be back. Ambrose, Cody, Dolph. Let me look through the roster.
R-Truth.
Truth, probably, yeah.
Neville.
Neville for sure. People in the Del Rio maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're gonna be doing with the U.S. title. Maybe I've been thinking at this point maybe Kalisto versus Sin Cara, or returning Sin Cara. I don't know how long he's gonna be out, and I feel like it'd just be a good way to kind of end that, Because why else would they have Sin Cara and Kalisto together still if he's gonna be United States champion? I feel like you could get a very interesting story out of that. Like they know each other so well. Like the same style of wrestling, and I feel like it could be a good match. Definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like this year's WrestleMania is going to be more gauged towards wrestling quality than the actual big stories of the the big matches. I feel like Triple H versus Roman Reigns. That's going to be. I'm sure it's going to be a very hard hitting, good match. I'm sure.
Yeah.
The only match I'm kind of iffy on is whatever Undertaker's doing, and I'm sure is Brock versus Bray. I'm sure that's not going to be the best. Strowman versus Taker, if they end up doing that, I'm sure it will definitely not be anywhere near the best. But you know what? I can't complain. So yeah, I'm trying to look at other people that they might throw into an IC title match. Do you guys want to I mean, we got time. We got we went through the show pretty quickly. There wasn't really much to talk about.
Right.
Just lots of that 50-50 it's okay. Do you guys want to talk about WrestleMania predictions or match predictions?
We could dive into it a little bit as if we haven't already done it.
Just let's talk about the title matches at this point. Let's start with the tag titles. You got the New Day. You've got
the Dudleys. See, that's my pick. That's my pick. I feel like the Dudleys, since they came back and they've been in pursuit of this 10th tag team title run the entire time, I don't see why they couldn't go over a Mania and just be like one last hurrah for the Dudleys with the 10th titles. And the New Day needs the straps off of them to freshen up the characters.
Who else would you throw into that match, though? The Usos?
Usos would have to be in there. And
yeah.
What other tag team? If the Social Outcasts can pick up some steam.
I mean, I wouldn't put them in there, to be honest. I would
not right now, but I feel like there's time for them to get a little hotter than what they are.
Well, I mean, they just lost to the. Well, I'm not going to talk about spoilers. Yeah, there's a little bit of a thing on SmackDown. But that's besides the point. So if they don't do the Dudleys and the Usos and the New Day, I honestly bring up I need Ellie right now to tell me to get it together. Shout out to Ellie, by the way. I'd put the Enzo and Cass. I mean, speaking of NXT, I'd put Enzo and Cass. They've got nothing left to do. I feel like the post WrestleMania debut should be Enzo and Cass. It shouldn't be Sami Zayn. I mean, I know they had 2 last year, but should they really do that again? Just let another tag team in it just kind of seems like they don't usually repeat what they do. So I feel like Enzo and Cass should be the big people coming up to the main roster following Mania, unless they want to bring them up sooner. But then again, I wouldn't want to dilute the entire roster with NXT people bringing up Sammy and the New Day at the same time. I mean, Sammy and Enzo and Cass at the same time. I feel like that might get a little bit distracting. I know they're completely different, but I feel like with the Lucha Dragons and Neville, it got a little bit distracting. Like, oh, which NXT call up do you think was better? And then you're pretty much saying that one is better than the other, and that the one's not good enough to be the other person. Therefore, you're kind of just shoving that person under the rug, unfortunately. And I feel like I don't know who was that. I mean, the Lucha Dragons weren't really ever relevant, very relevant. Neville has not been relevant at all. I'd love to see Neville go on a championship run eventually as IC champion, as US champion. I feel like it's well deserved. Neville's a good talent.
Yeah, definitely. As a face, I feel like he can almost work as a heel because he was good in that Sami Zayn feud, but then again, his size, it doesn't really seem.
Yeah, he was always more
believable.
like a tween. He was more of a tweener with the Sami Zayn thing, where it kind of as the story developed, he just kind of took the heel role.
Yeah.
But I feel like it wasn't really it wasn't really that. Oh, Ellie just DM'd me saying get it together. Thank you, Ellie. Thank you very much.
I feel as if Neville as a straight up clean baby face is it's kind of weird and.
It does. There does need to be some sort of character change.
I feel like he needs to get a little bit more of an edge or a little bit more of something. He needs. He's missing something at this point.
He is. Yeah, I agree. And let's talk about the Divas Championship. This is kind of confusing for me at this point. I mean, obviously, I believe that Charlotte and Sasha are going to be involved in whatever way. But do you toss Becky in here and make it a triple threat? Do you toss somebody like Paige in here or Brie Bella? Or do you just keep it Sasha and Charlotte?
If anybody is thrown in, it should be Becky.
Yeah.
But then again, Vince loves his Bellas, so I could see. There will not be 2 Divas matches on this WrestleMania card.
There won't be, no. WrestleMania never has enough space for 2 Divas matches. I'm sorry. I mean, there could be, there really could be, but Vince does not have that kind of. There's only around 7 matches total on the main WrestleMania card, and I feel like Vince is not going to sacrifice 2 of his matches for that.
Yeah. So I mean, but. I just don't understand why Brie would be a jobber up until right now, and then she gets pushed into the title picture. So I feel like
I'm gonna be honest with you real quick. I believe that the only reason Brie won is so they can have a match at Fastlane. So just for what they're doing with Kevin Owens, just so they can put Charlotte on the back burner and then bring her up when it comes time.
Do you think it's possible for Brie to beat her for the title at Fastlane and then make it a triple threat at Mania?
No.
I would absolutely hate that.
Brie Bella as Divas champion. Goodness gracious, you can just aliens, if you're listening to this podcast, abduct me if that happens. If Brie Bella becomes Divas champion at Fastlane, you can abduct me. I give you permission. It's just please no. I mean, I wouldn't put Vince past it, but
no, not at all. That's what I mean. It might honestly be a legitimate possibility.
It is I mean, with Vince, In the Divas division, anything's possible. Intercontinental Championship, we kind of talked about that. United States Championship. Kalisto, I believe, is obviously going to go into this pay-per-view with the United States Championship. Who would you see as some possible opponents for him? Another, I mean, I'm going to say right now that I could see, like, instead of the Intercontinental Championship being a ladder match, they could very well do the same thing with the U.S. title match instead.
Because I like this, I would like to see a Dean Ambrose Randy Orton match for the IC title, and then make the U.S. title a ladder match or some gimmick match or multi-man match or whatever. I wouldn't mind that at all.
Yeah.
But I don't know. These just seem so much more of a toss-up than any other titles. Like, it could literally be any of the mid-carders.
Yeah,
it
true.
It could be like a Rusev, or Sheamus might even drop down to. Or is Sheamus going to fit on the WrestleMania card? He was the champion 2 months ago. Like,
probably like in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Exactly, but I mean, like, it could be anybody. It could be Ziggler, Sheamus, Rusev, Del Rio, Orton.
Honestly, I wouldn't put Vince past doing Ziggler. No, not Ziggler. I'm sorry. Sheamus versus Ambrose. I know I wouldn't like to see that, but I wouldn't put him past it.
Yeah, I wouldn't put him past it either, as much as I would.
So let's think about this for a second. You don't have a lot of space on the WrestleMania card, so you got the main event. That's one match. You have Brock versus Wyatt is what it's looking like, so that's 2 matches. You have Taker or whatever Taker is doing, maybe against Strowman, so that's 3. You have an IC title match, that's 4. US title match 5. Divas title match 6. Did I already say IC?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 6. So I mean, let me go look up WrestleMania 30 really quick, or WrestleMania 31. WrestleMania
last year.
31 card on the including the pre-show.
I don't know.
Just do a battle royal for the Divas title match, like anyone really cares anyway.
There were 7 matches on the main card. So honestly, you don't have much room whatsoever. I could see those 6 matches, and then top on whatever Kevin Owens is doing, and that's it.
I could see one more. I don't know where I would what I would see the one more of. I would like to see another feud kind of develop.
I feel like that's not going to happen though, unfortunately.
I want to see some clearer feuds here soon.
No. There really aren't any clear feuds
except for Triple H and Roman.
Yeah, and then maybe Brock and Wyatt. Yeah. It really is pretty
It's open because last year at this time, we figured Cena and Rusev. We figured Roman. Well, we knew Roman and Brock. Like we knew Triple H and Sting.
I just completely discounted the fact of the Styles and Jericho. So okay, let me think this. Okay, World Title match, IC title match, US title match, Divas title match. No, I wouldn't put. Actually, I don't think I'd put the tag team title match on the main card. So there's 4 title matches. And then you have Wyatt and Lesnar, Taker and Strowman, and then Kevin Owens and Zayn, and then I don't know.
And then Styles and.
Could you do 8 matches?
Well, there's been 8 matches before, so I don't see why they. And it's a 4-hour show?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we're looking at the WrestleMania 30 card. Let me find the last time there was 8 matches on the main card. I feel like WrestleMania 30 might have it because of just how. No, there are 7 on WrestleMania 30. Let's look at 29. WrestleMania 29 card. Here we go. Again, there was actually 8 matches on this card.
See, I don't think time is the problem. I think it's just we'll be fine. I think they could squeeze in 8.
Yeah, you're right. Because and especially this card had Undertaker versus CM Punk, which is a 23-minute match. Triple H versus Brock Lesnar, which was a 23-minute match, and John Cena versus The Rock, which was a 24-minute match. And I mean, you don't really see matches that long anymore, to be honest. They're usually like 15 to 20 at the longest.
Yeah.
Let me look at how long some of the main events were from. I'm sorry for taking so long on this, but I'm kind of curious. I mean, I haven't really thought about this, to be honest. All like the timing and how many matches you can actually fit onto the card. See, yeah, there was not a single match at WrestleMania 31 over 20 minutes. The longest match was Triple H versus Sting, which was 18. So yeah, they could work 8 matches onto this card definitely. And especially like some of them like I don't know, they could definitely do it. But anyways, should we wrap up the show now, guys?
Yeah. As WrestleMania gets closer, I'm sure we'll cover this.
Oh yeah. We're probably gonna make a another WrestleMania card prediction sometime in the near future. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I don't know, guys. When should we do that?
Do you think after Fastlane or before? Or you think right before Fastlane would work?
Right before Fastlane. We should do like 2 more, to be honest. We should do one like in between now and Fastlane, and then one between like. Well, actually, at that time it's gonna be like so obvious. Like, then what's the point?
Yeah. Well.
So yeah, we should do one right before Fastlane.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Anyways, guys, let's finish up now. My name is Aiden. This is Eli. This is Mike. Thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate all of you who watched. We appreciate all of you who are going to watch in the future. Thank you for joining us tonight. And have yourself an amazing night. Peace out, everyone. Oh, wait. I got to plug the Twitter one more time. Follow us on Twitter at EskimoBrosCast. You thought I was going to forget, huh? That is EskimoBrosCast.
Hit it, Eli, you son of a bitch.
For those you don't know how to spell.
And now, have yourself a great night. Peace out, everyone.